Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. This is Joe Justice. I'm here with Tim. Tim, tell me, buddy, what's your hustle?
I change lives, Joe. I do capital advisory, and I own a multifamily real estate investment firm that's faith-based. We specialize in value-add apartments.
Value-add apartment. What is a value-add apartment?
Glad you asked. So we find apartments that maybe a little bit distressed, maybe need some work, need some updates, and the rents haven't been raised in a little while. So we come in hopefully around a 20 or 30% discount, and then we will do the value add. We'll do the upgrades and raise the rents over the course of a small period of time, maybe 12 to 24 months. And we will then refinance or sell depending on what the investors choose. And we generally are able to do a very strong return north of 23% for our investors. So.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And I imagine that a lot of that also helps the neighborhood, helps the community, all that kind of stuff. Tell me a little bit about that, the impact that you guys have there.
Well, we could use investors from our network through the masterminds and such, but I've learned to create a small family. I've learned to be able to use investors of my personal life and the community because I want to impact the community. As a faith-based group, we really care about impact more than we do income, honestly. And so, yeah, I want to give back. That's a big part. Anybody who's building wealth, they'll tell you a big part of that is giving back. You can't just be greedy and take it all to yourself. So we definitely want to impact the community. We want to improve Huntington, and I definitely want to improve the communities of the apartment complexes that I purchase as well, because not all of our complexes are local. So I want to be able to help change neighborhoods and kind of give them an upgrade.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that. I understand I guess the way to say it is there's opportunities all over the United States. There's these kind of undervalued properties that you can invest in. Tell me a little bit about just that industry, what's involved in it.
So the most bang for your buck combined with landlord-friendly states is going to be the Southeast or the Midwest. So we specialize in finding, we don't want to come in an area, nothing against California, but they're not a landlord-friendly state. And so there's certain areas that we just don't buy. And so what I've learned, the Southeast is my niche. And so I currently have Arkansas and South Carolina units under contract right now.
And you're actively looking for investors in these properties?
Always. That's part of capital advisory. We are always raising funds. We're always looking to place investments. There's no shortage of people that need to spend a certain amount of money for tax purposes, or that maybe they're just looking to roll over their 401k in a way to be able to maximize retirement. And so we're always collecting investors in our network, and we are always looking for more and more properties because you can't find returns and tax benefits like this in any other investment vehicle. You cannot find the depreciation, appreciation, all the combinations of the tax benefits and still get returns well north of 20% like that, annualized returns. And we pay typically around 8% preferred returns on a quarterly basis, and then we do the annualized returns again, like I said, usually north of 22%.
Wow. So tell me, what does that look like if somebody's interested in talking to you, learning more, maybe looking into becoming an investor in that type of industry, and they reach out to you? What would they be expecting to get into? What would be involved?
So that's a limited partner, what you're speaking of. I'm a general partner. We do all the work. The investors usually call the shots. And so if the investors want to continue on with us and stay and maintain a 20% equity position, they can. If they want out, we can buy them out. Or if we all decide that it's better to sell that particular property after 2 years or whatever the case, sometimes that works out too. Capital Performance Partners is my company. We are, again, faith-based, so we do definitely favor anyone who has a bit of a faith-based orientation. We absolutely want to have a tight family that can contribute and impact the community for sure. So currently we are under contract for a 34 unit in Columbia, South Carolina. a heavy value add. That's a massive opportunity. And we have a 33 unit in Mountain Home, Arkansas, both of which are under contract, both of which are almost fully subscribed, but we do still have some room for additional investors.
Wow, that's great. So taking a little bit of a step back outside of that, a lot of people that watch and listen to the podcast, they're either early entrepreneurs or they're thinking about maybe they've got a side hustle or something like that. If you're somebody getting started, somebody growing their business, what kind of advice would you give to somebody in taking things to the next level or just getting started?
Wow, that's a great question. Okay, so it might sound cliche. I'm going to tell you the one thing that changed my life was tithing. If I could, I've lived a good life for a long time. A lot of people know I've been to 33 countries. I will say 5 years ago when I started tithing consistently, that 10%, that is definitely what changed my trajectory, my income potential, and I started being used on a much larger scale because God's plans are bigger than mine. And so my first advice to anyone is definitely tithing. That's the best investment. That's a better investment than apartment complexes all day, all right?
Do you think that part of that, I know not all of it, but do you think part of that is learning how to let go of money instead of hang on to it?
It's learning complete trust in God and understanding that His financials are better than yours, right?
Sure, that's true.
But so, next I would definitely say I've had a lot of mindset and business coaching, and I do some coaching and stuff myself with digital marketing. And I am kind of turning the same way my coaches were with me. I refuse to work with anybody that's not writing down their goals, that doesn't have a plan. I've now learned that manifestation is not secular, and you can absolutely use that science to complement with God. And if you go through the steps for writing these goals down and programming your subconscious before sleep, writing this stuff down and making a plan of action, we call that a game changer.
That's true. And you got to work on your business every day, right? And on yourself, right?
Constantly. Any entrepreneur will tell you it is, it's great to work for yourself, but at the same time, you're going to have to be working all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we're kind of wrapping up here, if anybody wants to reach out to you to learn a little bit more about investing with you, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Definitely capitalperformancepartners.com. And you'll see me as well on LinkedIn or Facebook. And the investment opportunities right now are still open, like I said, but we are going to open those to the investor networks in the upcoming weeks. So the time is running out for the current investments. And then if you can't make it in the next couple of weeks, then we will have more properties under contract probably within just a month or two. We plan on scaling pretty fast. Apartments is the most scalable, repeatable method of real estate. And it's in today's market, 2025, it's the best. You can't do fix and flips and the BRRRR method, single family home. There's not enough inventory. There's way too much competition. And that's going to take forever to scale. I think you and I would agree. Anybody who is looking for passive income and they give you a certain amount that they want to have each month coming in, they're going to say, 5 figures. They want 10K or more. You're talking 30 single family homes if you do it that way. That's going to take some time. So what I do is I really help people with their capital. I help them scale very, very quickly. We plan on taking down north of 300 doors this year.
Great. Well, that's a great perspective on what it takes and, having that passive income and all that kind of stuff. So, Tim, I want to thank you very much for being with me. Thank you for watching and listening. And remember, this is Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, reminding you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.